Hey, what's happening? Got a few things I want to talk about tonight. It's been on my mind. My mind is kind of swirling. So, figured I'd pop on here and talk about, can you be grateful, thankful, and, you know, why you suffer in benzo withdrawal. Um, can you be grateful why you suffer while you're just sick? Can you be grateful when your life is really hard and it keeps shitting on you? Can you still be grateful? I think you can. Because when you're sick and it lasts for a long time, you tend to start doing some heavy thinking, and at some point you're going to just say, "Hey, kitty. Meow meow meow." Hey, buddy. Anyway, um it takes a while, and I think one of the big keys is acceptance when it comes to being sick or having a really hard time, and you're going to have to deal with it for a while. Sometimes you just have to give in. I remember when I first was on my journey, I was I thought this whole mess was going to last a couple months, and I was terrified of those couple months. And here I am going on 8 years. And in time, I've learned to be grateful for what I have, especially after huge waves. I'll end up being very grateful for what I have. And I think to myself, how did I get here? What happened and why? I'm not thankful that I got sick, but I could tell you I'm not the person I was before this. Although some people may say I was a very caring person and everything, I could tell you now is a whole different world. Because now that I'm feeling better, I mean, I still have a ways to go to get off of Remeron, and I go through horrific times. And lately, I've been through another horrific time, and it's still lingering on, but it's a little better. Um, it gets exhausting, but pushing myself and not pushing myself too hard, and having somebody in your life that will help push you without being a jerk about it if you can't. It helps so much. Having a support network, and if you don't have one, making sure you push yourself. Because for me, I could get agoraphobic very fast. And I still do to this day. If I stay home for a couple days, it fucks with my head to go out. Because I've got a lot of DPDR, fog, and I'll always have visual snow. So I kind of live in a really weird world in my brain and my eyes. So it's not easy, and it causes me anxiety and it causes me stress. But there's nothing I can do about it. I accept that it's there. Do I like it? No. No, not at all. But when it gets that hard, just take some time. And you're always going to freak out. You're always going to get scared. But getting scared causes anxiety and stress. It just wears on your nervous system, and usually it just makes things take longer to get better. And that's just how it is. The nervous system doesn't like stress or anxiety. Like, my latest wave has been pure anxiety, and it just makes me worse and worse and worse. And I keep asking myself, what can I do to make this better? And honestly, I haven't learned anything in 8 years that, other than meditation and trying to accept it and saying it will get better. Keep telling my positive talk is huge. I always tell my girlfriend, one of the best things you can do is do positive talk to me. Because just because I already know doesn't mean I remember. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot. Here we are, August 1st. Unreal. We're like 8 months into the year. That's crazy. I swear it was just the new year. There's so much to do. That means the holidays are coming. You got Halloween coming, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's going to take a lot out of a lot of people. But try to enjoy it as much as you can. The memories for people like us are usually better than the time itself, because when you're feeling better, you can think back to it. Because sometimes it's really bizarre having to do a dinner with family if you have that, or friends, or go out somewhere. Doing it is very hard. And sometimes the memory becomes better than the actual time itself. I've done that so many times. But now I look back at the memory and go, oh, that was awesome, because I don't feel the way I did then. I'm telling you, I am protracted, and I had a very long ride, journey, and story. And most people won't know because I don't show it a lot. I mean, lately I've had to show it a lot because it scares me. But, oh yeah, just as your comment says, just because I carry it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy. It's a very, very well put. Um, Screenshotted that. That's a very good quote. Um, I've done that since the beginning, and some people thought that I've been the same all these years, and I haven't progressed at all. And when I was at my worst, I mean, yeah, I wasn't like this exactly, but there was a good amount of time where you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between now and 4 years ago. But I could. I could tell. But when you're doing the same thing every day, you suffer every day, you deal with what you have to deal with every day of your life. And you know it's not going anywhere anytime soon, but you know in time it will get a little better. You got nothing to do but do your best to try to be you. I did my best to be me, and I think I did pretty good at it. And I guess sometimes people that are close to you don't get that. They just see you as being normal, and you're just being, not as caring, or don't work as hard as you used to. And they just start thinking you're lazy or don't give a shit or being hurtful. And honestly, I always said, what it takes me to do me now is like 100 times harder than it used to be. So just for you to see who I am normally, it's a huge effort. And I don't want praise for it, but I do want people to know that's how it is. Now the effort's not as hard, but it's still hard. It is getting better. And my journey will be long. Um, it'll be long. Still. Some people don't like that I say that because I don't really know that. But it's more or less preparing myself just in case it is. Because I know I still have to taper for a couple of years. And once I'm off, then it's going to be very hard for a little while. So to me, that's still a long journey. Compared to some, it's not. But I've also been doing this for almost a decade, so I'm pretty exhausted of it. I've got a pretty good headache going tonight. Actually, I was listening to some music, Seal, and gonna watch some TV, settle down, relax, try to soothe my anxiety a little bit. It's better than it was the last few videos I've done. So I would say it's about 15% better. It just takes time after you taper. I'm pretty exhausted of all of this, and I know everybody else is too. And you just try to grasp onto what you can. I make routine is super important to me. Super important. I'm back here. He's not even looking. He got scared. Hey, Milo. That's Milo. And I got this one sitting over there. Yeah, you know, you can count on people. Oh, there he is. Huh? You're going to keep hitting my head now? You have to count on yourself because honestly, even when people, you know, other than like the true support system that you could have, nobody really knows what it's like other than you. So you have to do what's right for you. I mean, I remember a while back I tapered fast on Remeron because I felt pressured by a past person, and it set me back for 2 years. I mean, I wasn't forced, but I felt pressured. And I mean, nobody should be like that because when I'm very open, and I'll say 99% that this is what's going to happen if I do that. And realistically, anybody in their right mind should say, then you shouldn't do that. If you're getting better slowly but surely, then you're on the right path. The fact that, yeah, it might be able to speed up, or your possible speed up could set you back really far. How about you just go, you know, how does it say, slow wins the race? And that's what I'm doing. And I never thought I'd get to this point in my life. Never thought. I wish I was better. I could do without the anxiety times that are major. I could do without the physical, mental symptoms. I mean, the mental symptoms are the worst. But so much keeps happening. But in general, if I had to go back to how it was years ago, I would crumble. I couldn't do it all over again. And I probably would do it all over again too. That's the sad part. Because I know, trigger warning. Gonna talk about suicide for a moment. So if that's not something you can handle, you could stop the video. I was suicidal so many times, especially after I fucked up the Remeron taper. That was I can't, like, I have PTSD from thinking. I remember just laying on the couch thinking of every possible way I could do it. But I'm very, like, I'm a wuss when it comes to, like, hurting myself. And I was always scared that I'd fuck it up. Like, what if I made myself worse? Could I handle that? No. And I didn't do it because there was no easy way for me. That was it. If there was an easier way, I would have been gone. And then, like, the ways I thought might be easy, I would start, like, reading about all the horror stories about people living through it. And I'd be like, that would be me. That would be me, because I know I'm supposed to be alive. Fuck. But yeah, that depression and everything was so intense. It's funny, the last taper I just did on Remeron about 3 weeks ago, I'm still getting some pretty severe depression here and there. Not like that, you know, but damn. But yeah, saying surprised to be here is a fucking understatement. And I imagine the people watching this have seen a lot of suicides and a lot of deaths in this community. And it's terrifying. I managed to take those lives and made it a positive for me to move forward. And there was so many. When I was an admin at the Benzo recovery page, that's when I saw it all, and I tried to help so many people, but couldn't save them all. And then you'd see that you'd find out they were gone. It's like, wow, I couldn't save them. Nobody could save them. But it's like people don't realize how fucked up you get. And it's like, I know there's no major science behind this benzo withdrawal syndrome. And we'll always be looked down on, like, obviously it's another issue or there's some underlying something. I know it brought out other underlying things with me, for sure. But the things it did to me and still does to me every day, I can't fucking believe it. I still can't believe it. It's been almost 8 years and I still can't believe it. It's harder to see. Anyway, things slowly get better. And if, you know, put those positive words in your head. I mean, I know it gets better because I've seen it and I feel it. And one of the things that helped me is to be positive. When I get negative, I fall into that hole and it is hard to come out of. But just be positive. Take advantage of everything you can when you're sick. If you're able to relax, take time off, do it. Anyway, keep your head up, and I'm gonna get off here. Just wanted to say a few things. I'm still in a pretty bad place, but not as bad as it was days ago. So all you can do is hope that it gets better. Yeah, don't do it yet. Not unless you have to. You know, if it's something you can wait. And it's not like, you know, maybe it wouldn't have affected you. I'm replying to somebody that just said I canceled my nerve test. And that's in a reaction of I had a nerve stimulation test done. And it threw me into one of the worst waves I've been in years. That fucked me up really bad. And it makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, like I always like to say, everybody's different, and for all you know, that nerve test might not even phase you. But sometimes we just have to kind of go by what other people, you know, how other people reacted to it. And if it's not something you need right now, yeah, just hold off for a bit. Do it later on when you feel a little stronger. You might be in a bad wave, but it might not be as bad. Yeah, I don't blame you. I know I would have definitely never did it, but I just didn't think about it. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm stupid. but we all are. uh, Sometimes we just make these decisions, and it is what it is. All right, I'm off. Take care. Have a great evening, and stay positive.